Ruby Franke and Jodi Hildebrandt are and have been sentenced each to 4 to 30 years for 4 counts of aggravated child abuse. The second-degree felonies in Utah are a max of 30 years. The fact that the second-degree felonies are max 30 years and don't have victim enhancement or multiple victim enhancement is odd to me, but I worked in a different jurisdiction and I am used to things operating a different way. In Los Angeles, there absolutely was multiple victim enhancements. So even if the max had been X amount of years, if there were more victims, more time gets added to it as an enhancement. At this point, that does not exist in Utah. Could that exist in the future? Yes, the DA in this case has said that he is interested in making sure that the laws change to accommodate for things. The DA in Utah is also the one who released all the information we're going over today. The DA in Utah is also the one who said this is the worst case of child abuse that he's ever seen. I don't understand why the DA made that choice. It's not a choice I would make. I think the victims deserve to make that choice if they choose to share their story when they are older and share those things. This is a choice that I feel. These are my just gut emotional feelings. I feel that that choice should not be taken away from them and that those things should have been sealed. Today, we covered a lot of the evidence dump that came out on Friday last week regarding Ruby Franke and Jodi Hildebrandt. That was information that was released from the district attorney in Utah. It has been all over the internet, including in the 2020 breakdown on this case, which does use some of that evidence, not just to illustrate what happened here, but show the injuries to the children, the state the children were in when they were recovered because victim R escaped and asked for help. Yes, I am also in that 2020 special. What we are seeing more of is how these women behaved when they were arrested. Both of them asked for their lawyers and didn't say much to law enforcement. The fact that Ruby's conversation about this case changed over time on her jail calls, and she truly did seem appreciative to be separate from Jodi and have time and space apart from Jodi to start to parse what she had been through, whether that was genuine and authentic or whether it was, as she was telling her sister, that if she shows those things, she's likely to get paroled faster, is really up for you to decide. We also saw Jodi telling law enforcement that she understood their perception of what was going on and was crying for them when they were searching her house and looking for victim E. The jail calls from Ruby were very interesting to listen to. She talked about a bag of $85,000 that had been in Jodi's house. We know from the journals that I did not read on stream but are available online, where Ruby details the abusive action she took towards her children, that Jodi was looking for property out in kind of the middle of nowhere in the desert in Arizona. And Ruby had said that she was looking forward to just dropping her kids off in the middle of the desert because the remote location where they were in southern Utah was not remote enough. Very thankful that R escaped to the neighbors before that happened. It is quite a lot of information. Quite a lot has been released, and we've gone over the things that I intend to go over to see really how horrific this case is. But no matter what evidence we see in this case, remember that the law in Utah is always going to be that for this second-degree aggravated felony, the maximum sentence is 30 years, no matter what. None of the information that was dumped changes the charges. None of the information we saw changes the sentencing because it's 4 years to up to 30 years. And none of it really changes what the DAs should have charged. The charges in this case fit the behavior. And that's under the law as it is today in the state of Utah, though the DA has said that he will advocate for some changes. A multiple victim enhancement might have changed some of the sentencing, or at least bumped up the minimum sentencing in this case, but that does not exist for these charges in the state of Utah at this time. Might it in the future? Absolutely might. And with all of that, it is a difficult case, but these women are in prison. Other than the civil restitution case, the selling of that massive house in Ivins, Utah, and any other civil actions that are taken, this will really be the end of this case. I hope that Kevin Franke's lawyer will alert the media when the family custody case is over. That is still ongoing. So custody of the children is still ongoing. And I hope that the DA will let us know if the family law court strips Ruby Franke of parental rights of the children that are minors, which they have the ability to do. And I don't know if they will or will not, but I hope that we are at least alerted when those cases conclude. For deep dives into the stories that I covered here, you can find them on my YouTube channel at The Emily D. Baker and The Emily Show podcast. I stream every Tuesday and Thursday. The podcast goes live on Wednesdays. And if you want to stay in the loop with everything I'm doing, receive the fastest notifications out there, and get more Law Nerd community, join me at lawnerdapp.com, our free app for iOS and Android.